Now, Warren Buffett, and I wanted to take a little bit of time on this. You know, I've been a fan of his forever, major cheerleader. And you heard that clip of him to begin our show today at 5 a.m. CBS Radio News. And yeah, he is sounding a little older because he's not, he's no spring chicken. The guy's been doing it for a long time. He's in his 9th decade. But I love the guy. I have a lot of respect for him, and I read a lot about him. And when they do their annual report at Berkshire Hathaway for a kid that didn't like to study in school, I actually sit down and read that thing cover to cover in most cases. But he's not happy with these tariffs either. And, that's going to make me do a little bit more research because of this guy, and he talked about an act of war. I still think the president is trying to get people back to the table. He's already talking about helping the automobile dealers out. He's been leaning in on China, trying to make them understand. And he's already getting commitments from other companies and countries to do more business in America. So I don't think he's going to ride this thing out till there's nothing left to be ridden. I think he's got an end game here. But when Warren Buffett speaks, it's important, but it's kind of a sad story. And I saw this break yesterday, and I thought about it a lot last night. He's leaving Berkshire Hathaway at the end of the year, going to step down. But he'll still have his, I'm sure, a hand in the cookie jar, right? But it's kind of sad. It's a major end of an era. He's been such a pillar. He's been such a part of all of our lives, and I've always admired the guy, and as we all go through tough times in life, you look to not superheroes, but people that you just have a lot of respect for because even though they've been very successful, they've remained the same. And as you are a man or even a woman and you matriculate through life and you start losing those mentors in your life, and in my case, you lose grandparents, that's one thing, but then you eventually lose your parents who are of the same age as Mr. Buffett, coming up in that same era of the 20s, 30s, and 40s, you kind of gravitate towards these people for strength, right? And advice, even though you're not really ever going to meet them, but things that they do in their life because of the time that they came into this world. Warren Buffett made a whole lot more money than my dad, but they have a lot of similar characteristics, right? And I used to talk about Joe Dantisi the same way, same characteristics, right? So when you start losing these people, it's sad. And the one thing that has gotten me through a lot was the fact that Warren Buffett was still being, on CNBC or being interviewed by CBS, or he had a quote, or he's in Barron's or the Wall Street Journal or the financial shows that I've done here for years. Somebody's talking about him. So he's been a part of my life. So to the average person hearing that story yesterday, it probably meant not much, but it meant a lot to me. It was just like another chapter in my life, and a family member, even though I know he's not, just kind of going in a different direction. But the thing that I think we should all take to heart here, it's not about how much money he's made or what him and Mr. Munger did, but how he never gave up on commerce and trade and business and companies, large or small, and understood how to make the global economy work when he really didn't start off in the business of investing during the global economy. I mean, this guy's been doing this for a long time. But he found a way to adapt and evolve. And he never took his eye off some of the greatest brands that America has been a part of. I mean, Dairy Queen's getting ready to celebrate their 85th anniversary. Coca-Cola has been around forever. Names like Burger King. I mean, it just, to me, even though the electronics and the businesses and the friendships with people like Bill Gates and others, it was always about American products, that bottle of Heinz ketchup, right? And I just think we can all learn something from him. And even though he's going to step away, we still have through the rest of the year, I'm going to miss him. And I just think he's done a lot of good for America. When you watched him or heard him speak, for those of us who are baby boomers, it's like the same person we saw around the dining room table at Sunday dinner, or that same voice while you were quietly drifting off to sleep talking to your mother, because they have the same values. They grew up in the same period. Their thought process was the same. So to Mr. Buffett, I hope you get to stick around a whole lot longer, and I hope that you still pop up every once in a while. But know this, what you did in Mr. Munger with that brand, obviously skyrocketed with it. It was still a blueprint that many of us can follow, even on a lesser scale, and make successful. And you will be written about and talked about long after we're all here, because, I think you really cared and you made a difference, and that's a good thing.